The art of growing bonsai is an ancient practice that originated in China over 2,000 years ago. Since then, it has evolved and found its home in Japan, where it is deeply ingrained in their culture. But what exactly is bonsai? Bonsai comes from two Japanese words, bon meaning container and sai meaning plant. So literally, bonsai means plant in a container. But this definition doesn't really do justice to this ancient art form. A bonsai is not just a plant in a pot. It is a living sculpture, a miniature tree that has been shaped and trained to mimic the appearance of a full-grown tree in nature. This is achieved through a combination of careful pruning, grafting, soil management, and most importantly, patience. I think the practice of bonsai is the closest human activity to being a form of meditation. It demands an almost monastic level of patience and a quiet, dedicated kind of care that allows the artist to commune with nature in a very intimate way. Through bonsai, we learn to slow down and appreciate the small things, to find beauty in simplicity and imperfection. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, bonsai offers a sense of calm and serenity. It reminds us that sometimes the greatest art is made not by forcing our will on the world, but by listening to the quiet wisdom of nature. Bonsai is more than just a hobby or an art form. It is a philosophy that can enrich our lives and bring us closer to the natural world around us. Now, before we go any further, I want to make it clear that I am no expert at bonsai. I have only been practicing for a few years myself, and I'm still learning all the time. There are many excellent books, websites, and YouTube channels dedicated to teaching bonsai, so be sure to check them out if you want to learn more. With that said, I would like to share some of my own experiences and insights on how cultivating bonsai can be a form of meditation. One of the most important aspects of bonsai is the concept of mindfulness. To practice bonsai, you must first cultivate a deep sense of awareness and intention. This is because every step of the process, from selecting the tree to shaping and styling it, should be done with a clear purpose in mind. This requires a level of focus and concentration that is often associated with meditation. When we practice bonsai, we are constantly observing and responding to the needs of our trees. We must be aware of the amount of sunlight they receive, the type of soil they need, and the amount of water they require to thrive. This level of attentiveness helps us to become more present in the moment and to appreciate the beauty of the natural world around us. Just like meditation, bonsai also teaches us to be patient. It takes years to grow a bonsai tree, and during this time, we must be willing to wait and allow the tree to grow at its own pace. This can be challenging, especially in our fast-paced world where instant gratification is often the norm. However, it is this very challenge that makes bonsai such a powerful form of meditation. By learning to be patient and to accept the natural order of things, we can find a sense of peace and tranquility that is often elusive in our everyday lives. Another important aspect of bonsai is the concept of humility. As I mentioned earlier, growing a bonsai tree is a challenging and rewarding process that requires skill and expertise. However, despite the amount of effort and care that goes into creating a bonsai, we must always remember that we are working with a natural living being. This means that there will always be elements of unpredictability, and we must be willing to adapt and adjust our plans accordingly. For example, even with the best care and attention, sometimes a bonsai tree may not grow the way we want it to, or it may be susceptible to pests or diseases. In these situations, we must be humble enough to accept the reality and make adjustments as needed. This could mean changing the tree's position, adjusting the soil, or even resorting to more drastic measures, such as repotting or grafting. Being able to adapt and respond to these challenges with humility is an essential part of bonsai. It reminds us that we are not in control of everything, and that we must always be willing to learn and grow. This is a valuable lesson that we can apply to all aspects of our lives. Sometimes our plans and expectations simply don't align with reality, and we must be flexible enough to adjust course and embrace the unexpected. So the essence of bonsai cultivation lies in the synergy between patience and humility. These two qualities are essential for anyone who wants to create beautiful and healthy bonsai. Without patience, it's impossible to wait for the slow, gradual growth that is necessary to create a well-balanced bonsai. Without humility, it is easy to become frustrated when things don't go according to plan and lose sight of the natural beauty that makes bonsai so unique. The process of cultivating bonsai is a dialogue, a back and forth exchange between the bonsai artist and the tree. The artist brings intention and focused awareness to the practice, while the tree offers up its own rhythms and limitations. This interplay creates a sense of balance and harmony that is essential to the art form. It's not about forcing one's will onto the tree, but about listening to its needs and working with it to achieve a shared vision. Cultivating bonsai can also be a humbling experience. As I mentioned earlier, bonsai is a reminder that we are not in control of everything and that we must always be willing to learn and adapt. It teaches us to be patient and to accept the natural order of things. When we work with bonsai, we are essentially partnering with nature to create something beautiful. We are not just shaping the tree, but also nurturing it and helping it to thrive. This partnership requires a deep sense of respect and humility. We must learn to listen to the tree and to respect its limitations. We cannot force it to grow in a certain way or to look a certain way. Instead, we must work with it and help it to reach its full potential. And when we do this, we will find that the tree will reward us with its beauty and resilience. In a world that often feels out of control, bonsai offers a sense of calm and stability. It provides a creative outlet for those who love nature, and it allows us to connect with the natural world in a deeper way. So the next time you see a bonsai tree, take a moment to appreciate the skill and patience that went into its creation. And remember that behind every beautiful bonsai is a story of dedication, humility, and love for nature. And now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried growing bonsai? What do you think about this art form? And do you think it can be a form of meditation? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.